Hi, I'm Kevin Alega, and this is my first video. So, I'm the writer for Call Center Training Tips, and mostly I just write my stuff. So, every now and then I make videos, but this is my first time to create a video that I haven't written for before. That I haven't written on a blog post before. There. So, a lot of people they tell me that I might be like perfect in English. I need to be perfect in English to get hired in a call center. No, I'm not. So as you can see, I'm making mistakes. So every now and then I miss a word. But what I do is I do my best to recover. And from there, yeah, interviewers get to hire me. The customers in my call center job, they're okay with that. If you make a mistake, you could just make a correction, try again. Instead of panicking, you could just pause. So just like what I do, I pause and then we just continue. So when you pause, you think of what you say and then you continue. So I'm just going to continue this video, and if you see any mistakes, then you'll have to forgive me because it's my first time. I promise I'll get better as I keep doing this. So I'll stay with you for about 5 minutes because the phone I'm using only has like 4 gig of space. And so let's get started. I prepared a small program about making friends with people that you want. Now, people ask me, what is your secret to becoming who you are? Because in your stories, you tell us that you're this shy kid and you don't know how to talk to people and you didn't make a lot of friends, and all of these stories, it's hard to believe that Kevin Alega is a writer and he has like a blog with thousands of readers. Well, yeah, that's what I am now, but before I wasn't. So it all starts with envy, and envy can be a very powerful thing. So at the beginning, you see someone, and then you notice that they have something that you don't. So what do? You can envy a person, you could be a hater, you could say nasty things about them, but instead, I don't know if someone taught me this or I read about it. Just all I remember is that instead of staying in envy, what you could do is you could just approach the person, or you could observe the person, and maybe when you have enough courage, you can ask them what they did to become like that. I mean, like, so one of the topics is money. So if the person seems to have money, so you could ask him about stuff about like what's your job. So if you know a person's job and the person has money, well, it gives you an idea of what kind of work that you want to have. Or if you have the same job and you get paid a commission like you're doing sales, what's your secret to sell a lot? Paano ka nakakabenta in Tagalog? So just ask them what are you could ask them like how can you afford these things, but of course you have to be very careful with how you ask them. Make sure that it's not offensive. So I do it a lot of things like so um, my topic is like make friends with people you want, that you like, or yeah, people you admire basically. So these are areas of my life where I keep uh, I'm pausing. I'm getting like a mental block, but these are areas in my life where I experience envy. So I envy people with more money, or well, sometimes I do. Like, wow, daming pera, or wow, you have a lot of money. So anyway, you can teach me how to make more money. So usually not that way. Moving around and cleaning my desk. So sometimes it's I just ask them like, what's your work? how do you do your work? How do you get good at your work? Something like that. Like, what course do you have to take to get that job? Or what did you have to study to get that job? The other one would be a waistline because I'm uh, people consider me fat. So since I'm fat, or at least I think I am. So yeah, I people who have nice bodies, I ask them, what do you eat? How often do you eat? How much do you eat? Do you have like strict rules with your diet? So I ask questions like those. Communication skills. For communication skills, it's really hard to ask specific questions about communication skills. But like if a person's really good at something with communication skills, you could start by asking them what their what like how do you say it, like if the situation's in sales, how do you sell your product, like what's your sales pitch, or how do you open a conversation where you can sell the product, or if it's an interview, like how do you introduce yourself in an interview, or how do you talk about your strengths, like what what do you do or what do you say when you're not sure what to say in an interview? How do you stall so you can think of an answer? And job skills. So a lot of the communication skills and job skills, it's all about observing them and listening to what they say. I have this workmate. His name is Jeff Pizarra, and he's like the top agent. Like he can sell anything, and I can't. And I was having this conversation. We have like a daddy in the call center. He's one of the older guys, and we were talking about it. And I told him about how if you have a goal, you just need to accomplish some tasks. If you want to accomplish a task, you need to learn skills. And skills are just a combination of techniques. Techniques are just a combination of moves, and moves are just a combination of steps. So if you want to achieve a goal, you just need to identify what skill, what techniques, what moves, and what steps. And you just learn how to do the steps right, or you just copy someone who's really good at the steps. And you have the skill, you have the technique, you can do the task. So it's as simple as copying someone who's already good. And he's like, Kevin, that's a convincing argument, but let me ask you a question. Are you a top agent? Well, I was like, tanginang to ah. In English, like, this son of a bitch. He's like, he got me. Like, I'm talking about how to be good at something, but I'm not really qualified to talk about it because I don't have the credentials. So I got annoyed by that, and like I just held it in, and we parted ways. So what I did was, the next several days, remember the guy Jeffrey? I sat next to him, and the good thing about where I worked back then, they weren't strict with paper. So what I do is I sneak some paper in. I write down everything I hear that he says. So how does he greet the customer? How does he put the customer on hold? How does he start a conversation about what he's trying to sell? How does he close the sale? How does he ask for the order? So I write that down and I think about it. And ever since I thought about it, like, how can I say it? I ask myself the question, how can I say what he's saying? How can I say it better? How can I say it in a way that my way of saying it sounds natural? And since then, I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to show you something real quick. It's really awesome. It's worth the wait. Just hold on. And we're back. So I just went outside, got something, and I'm going to show it to you. This is an award I received the month after. That was December of 2014, I think. I don't remember. So, top agent TSR. TSR means transitional sales rate. So that's basically what we do. We sell something to a customer. So yeah, top agent sales the month after. What did I do? I sat next to the smartest person or the best person who does sales, and then I just listened to him and then I just copied him. So remember the principle? You have a goal. Let me write that down for you. So, and I'm really sorry about my handwriting. Just, do I pause? Yeah, just stay there. And I'm not really good at doing two things at the same time, so just hold on. Sorry, man. Okay, so you can see this. I don't know if you can, but so if you have a goal, just learn. Oh crap, I missed one. There we go. So you do the goal. If you have a goal, you do the tasks. So just take note. You have a goal. If you need to accomplish a goal, you do the tasks. Now, to get a task done, no S, you need to learn the skills. Now, how do you learn the skills? Skills are just a combination of techniques. So techniques are, things that you need to learn. And techniques are just moves put together. So if you have a good number of moves, you can form a technique, and a move can be broken down into steps. So what you need to do is you just need to copy a step and you're good. And yeah, this is scrap paper from my younger sister's notebook. You can see the Mickey Mouse. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm cheap that way. I just okay, now what else do I show you? So we talked about money, we talked about the waistline, so just ask about food, comm skills, job skills, and something for fun, drawing. When I worked in a call center, I sat next to someone. So I was working in a call center that wasn't very strict with paper rules, and yeah, they're cool. So like you could have like some scratch paper, and as long as you throw it out, you're good. So you just, because one advantage that we had was we were just doing like processing and stuff like that, so we're not exposed to any credit card or security information, which is a good thing. I feel safer with that. Anyway, so I sat next to this guy. He's drawing. He's like really awesome. And because I sat next to him, I can draw now. You know this guy? This is Deadpool. Now, Deadpool is... I'm still bad at drawing the arms. So, you can see there's no hands there. But, just, can you see this? So, Deadpool is the merc with a mouth. And he recently had a movie. He was played by Ryan Reynolds. And, yeah, so... basically, what I wanted to share, if you want to improve in a certain area of your life, you just look for people who already have what you want. Okay? So, just go to them, make them your friend. Yeah, which is a good question. How do you do that? So, one of the things that I found important is compliments, or are compliments. So if you see someone who's good at what they do, or if you see someone who has something that you admire, and you kind of envy them, just, you know, tell them that you admire whatever it is that they have. So if a person has a good body, like, wow, you're, I don't know, if you're a guy and you're talking to a guy, wow, macho mo, or I don't think a guy's gonna ask for health advice from a girl, or like fitness advice from a girl. So I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry. So so yeah, so if it's money, it's waistline. If it's comm skills, like you could just ask them like, wow, ang galing mo magsalita, or you're good at talking to people, and I admire the way that you explain things well, and stuff like that. So and job skills, you could basically start with a compliment, and just make them your friend. Like, people like, or people enjoy receiving compliments, especially if it's for the work that they do. People enjoy that, so you could just, ask them questions. People are usually happy to share. And what else? Yeah, people are happy to share. And like with the guy who taught me how to sell, or after I got my award, I just treated him to, wait, no, I didn't. The guy who taught me how to draw, I was like treating him to some food. Like, instead of, I'm not paying for any lessons. He's just like drawing next to me, and I just ask him to correct my work. And yeah, so since then, I became able to draw something like Deadpool. So um, yeah, that's pretty much it. So you, to summarize, you have to compliment, and you treat them to something. You give them something nice. You give them a token, a lunch, a coffee. Um, like, if you want to do it for me, just coffee, Starbucks, black, no sugar, no nothing. Oh no, put cream, lots of cream, no milk. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Or, since I'm like, if you wanna give me something, just give me some paper. So, I don't care if it's scratch paper. I use it. I write a lot, so that helps. Anyway, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment. You can add me on Facebook, but I prefer that you send an email. My email is callcentertrainingtips@gmail.com, and yeah, I hope to hear from you. It's been a pleasure, and it's been so much fun. You can see how nervous I am, but hopefully you got something from this effort. And thanks very much.